I was talking to Matt about roster choices, and I don't know how it got brought up, but at one point I just had to mention like the confidence, like if we can do it this way, I can take this roster to Worlds. And they helped me get that roster, so now it's my turn to pay back.
Do you guys like simulations? Hey, don't you guys want to talk about the game? Are you like mad at each other?
Fans.
This after game is still super weird for me. I don't know, I've never been with a team that no one wants to talk to each other. Even about little stuff like, do you guys feel better just sitting like quietly in a room all together? I feel like that makes everything way worse.
I think our team is usually a little on the slower side in adapting to major changes. But I think once everyone has a more like general consensus of what the playstyle should be like, the teams that were good in the past are going to start to rise up.
We had 3 weeks in preseason, and it seemed like we took a lot of our issues from spring split into summer. Usually, starting summer, there's like a nice fresh start where players can kind of like, sort through all the problems that happen in spring, kind of like mentally while they're on break. But for some reason, during these like 3 weeks, we never really got past where we ended in spring. So we still have like the same like scrim culture problems where we're like not successfully getting through parts of the game, and we're like making mistakes we know.
Way to talk to each other. Like if someone's saying it with like a tone like you mentioned, then that's gonna be a problem. But if
and what you said earlier was that you want to trust someone's call when they make it right away. I don't think that is good either. Just blindly following somebody when they make a call. So I think thinking about it is good. But usually it's just like yes or no.
I strongly disagree with what you just said.
we should just call off this fight, we should make sure both of you guys are not fighting this. Because this is your call? Yeah. Because this is the goal here is getting your camp. Or skirmishing. So if you can get your camp, you prioritize your camp. So it should be said as like, I'm safe, or I got this, blah, blah, blah.
And was that not said?
It doesn't matter if it was said or not said, because...
I think it does, dude.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? Like, trying to understand, or are you trying to argue for what's right?
No, I'm trying. I would like us to work on the things that need to be worked on. And I think that as a team, we have way too much emphasis on communication as like the root of all evil, and like the thing that can always arbitrarily be improved. But I think in most cases, it's not communication. So I don't want someone to run the communication that's not communication. And if we are going to say communication, then I want to at least know what's happening in the cars.
It doesn't matter who made a mistake here. It matters what we learned from the situation. And what we can learn from this is mid and jungle are not doing the same thing. And here, you saying back off, that is the correct call. So how do we get you guys on the same page? So 602, that's when you say, I got it, don't fight. Other than that, it's completely silent. So this whole time, nothing's being said. Nothing. Okay, I got it.
Okay, the next time I can say it earlier, I'll say I'm going to get this one back. My only point was I want to listen to what was said, because I remember saying don't fight, I got it. But if it's like the timing of it, we want it to be earlier, then that's fine, I can do that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, was there anything else you wanted to say? You had talked about food. Were you going to say anything else? Cool.
Yeah, you guys can just relax. I'll come get everyone for a meeting and stuff like that.
After food, right?
Yeah.
Too spicy? Somebody want to do more gravy? More gravy?
So you're telling me I can be a rapper?
What about you?
I just put it
For jalapeno.
I saw the YouTube. I saw the Google. Look at it. Oh, you're famous. I saw the Google.
But as your advisor,
It's you too.
That's me!
Yeah! I saw that the Google.
as your advisor, I advise you to take care of the feelings,
Yeah? What's up? What can I do for you?
the working class. My goal for this split is just the same as always, where I'm gonna try my best to make myself better and then make my team better. But also I do feel like I've been really close to winning a championship. I'm gonna try to use, my past experiences to finally win one. And I think it's pretty funny that before the split started, there were interviews asking me, oh, what do you want to accomplish? And I always answer I want to be the best AD carry in NA, right? But now my role's gone, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2019 NALCS Summer Split. We've got 9 weeks of regular season craziness ahead of us before our teams make a run for the World Championship. But before we get into all of that, we wanted to take one more opportunity to recognize our 2018 Spring Split champions.
Please welcome to the stage, Team Liquid!
As we reveal the banner for our 2018 Spring Split champions, Team Liquid. How does it feel to look up there and see your name, your logo, right next to our previous NALCS Split champions?
Coming back in LCS, just seeing the studio, just being there, going to the players' lounge and everything, it really feels like, you have a purpose again and you have reason to live.
I guess my biggest concern was how would the team play against Liquid again? Because they were our last opponents at the end of spring and they destroyed us. So I was mostly concerned with how are we going into this match? Are we gonna take our loss from spring with us? Or are we gonna actually approach this as a new team, new season, new meta and play the game we wanted to?
Yeah!
Swap on a half also just seen Vladimir straight up actually just go point it.
Nice!
Into the mouth. We got some dogs. They got some dogs.
Team play.
100 on 1, 3, 2, 1, 100!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and let's go. The 2018 Summer Split starts right now, and while the teams get ready up on stage.
It's up for the North American LCS, and they've got Cody Sun playing an all-new champion in their inaugural game of the 2018 Summer Split. Yeah, pretty good damage there. He's always gonna die right away! Level 1 double if and now a quick succession onto the support after running out of health. He's gonna die, only landing a stun for his trouble. Target knocked, and they are shut down yet again. A 2 for 0 for Liquid. It's gonna be the revive stopping. He runs back towards the Nexus. I guess he'll live. The Nexus falls. It's all that matters. Team Liquid start the season well.
Whatever, just play standard, or what's going on there?
No, Cody Sun died at level 1.
That's it?
That's it.
The level 2 power spike, everyone knows about it. And it's not a mistake that I usually make ever. It just caught me off guard.
It's not a knowledge problem. It's something was distracting enough in game where he was focused on the wrong thing and this kind of lapse of judgment happened. So finding out why that happened and kind of being self-aware of it is kind of the best way to solve it.
For what it's worth, positives. I thought effort and toughness was good. I thought it was great that through crafty plays, we were able to keep the game competitive even after the first couple of minutes. That's obviously always a good sign. Will, you did a great job picking guys up. We also don't know. TL still might be a good team, right? So my perspective is it's kind of simple. It's like, I don't think a lot has changed. We still know we have a lot to improve on. We know it's disappointing, but it's one game. Still got the whole rest of the weekend. Week 1. Let's not be prisoners of the moment and get crushed by this. I think that'd be unwise.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to. Oh, I got ice in my hand. Happy birthday, dear Mios. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Sorry, we missed the real day, but we're man, we're trying.
I appreciate it.
Dude, I'm so glad you're on our team. Thanks for taking the time. Happy birthday. We love you. I love you deeply.
And facing them on the red side will be 100 Thieves in the top lane. It's Someday, Jungle, Meteos, mid Ryu, bottom Cody Sun, support Afromoo, and Coach Prawley on stage, ready to take his second try at the drafting.
I think every minute I'm taking away from the game, I'm mentally still trying to figure out the problems that we're having. Everything I'm doing is still working to figure out what to do next.
Looking to continue this invade as he's got support from Afro and Ryu moving over.
It's a point blank start, but Darshan here ready with the ultimate. Meteos might have gone a little too far forward, and there it is, first blood over to CLG. Cody Duke land the stun after the wrong pass. Top watch from Ryu, Afromoo. From Darshan, get a line them! Up finds Ryu, but Afro. The minions pushing, they even take an excess.
Yep, only one turret left, and it would have to be now if they go for the big fight.
All right, no turrets left now to defend 100 Thieves with a Nexus only to try and save. Meteos looking to feint in, but again, flash forward there from Rainover. Who's going to shut that ult down? Meteos pops the one, gets into the ult, but it's just carnage here. The ult there for the Fort God finds 2 on the knockup as Meteos has already slain. Stixay Someday dives in, but he's not tanky enough through all these carries, and CLG will give Mr. President his 400th game, ending in a win.
He's mad at each other. Fans. This after game is still super weird for me. This is a point of improvement. We can do something. Not a point of sadness where we're just gonna sit around crying together. You learn more from the losses. Sitting around quietly, we're not gonna learn shit from our losses. If you guys are just gonna be upset with each other or upset at anyone, we should be close enough that we can talk casually about a game, win or lose. You guys are fans.
The way they reacted to that game, the silent treatment almost, that's what I meant when I'm talking about using emotions like stress and they can be positive. Everyone was sad. That's great. I'm not gonna coach my players into being happy after losses. But that sadness can be used for greatness later. And that's what we need to be using. But right now we're using our emotions selfishly and just being sad about it or whatever way we want to use it, as opposed to using it for the team.
I want to eliminate the we group to this position and then we get surprised by what they do. I want to get here with a purpose.
So we moved Rakara from the academy team to the main roster, and we moved Cody Sun to the academy team for 2 blocks of scrims. This switch was kind of what's going on with the team? How are we going to react to a new player, a new environment? How is Cody going to react to being on the academy team for a day? It was really just kind of an experiment of what's this going to look like in one day? Because it is just one day of practice, so it's not going to affect the entire outcome of the split. So it's mostly just a learning experience for us, how are the players going to interact with each other? How's this team going to look? How's the other team going to look? And it was mostly just what changes when we move these pieces around. The next big play is going to be from top and jungle, right?
I still got a lot of motivation from it as well. I've been like grinding solo queue way harder recently. I hope that it, brought a new perspective for some of those issues that we wanted to fix. I'm going to do whatever it takes for the team to succeed. So that means, going into the academy team and scrimming with them for a day so the main team can have a new perspective on the issues, or if I have to play a different role or a new set of champions, I'm always willing to put everything I have into completing the task.
A big part of this kind of change is we want to be successful later, and now is a kind of give or take kind of situation. So this is the kind of thing that we need to have fixed by the end of the split, and not band-aid it for the first couple weeks so we can get some wins. We want to look good by the end of the split. That's our goal. It's kind of the payoff is going to be later, and if we don't see it right now, then it's our jobs to make sure the players can stay focused during that. I can't not have belief. So the second I stop believing that I can make this work, I won't be here anymore. So I definitely believe this can work.